Hello everyone, welcome back to NGS Storm Div Qualifiers. Next match up and ready to go for you. Baby Diamond Hands taking on Team Draft Gap, who just won they both just won their first series here. So we have 8 teams competing in this week's qualifier. Let's go ahead and just pop on over to those map selections right now, because we already have the teams ready to go. I'll give them the ready while we cover what's going on here. Coin toss was won by Baby Diamond Hands. They have opted for the map pick over first pick here, giving first pick to Team Draft Gap. We've banned out Dragonshire and Shrines on the side of Baby Diamond Hands. Sky Temple and Braxis banned out by Team Draft Gap. And we're going to kick things off on Cursed again, a map pick from Baby Diamond Hands. Let's get into this.
Yes, hello. The game map that everybody starts on in Heroes of the Storm, one of the bigger maps in the game. Definitely a place you can get that global value with something like a Dahaka, a Baustad, or even an Abathur or a Vikings. Interesting. I like giving Team Draft Gap first pick here, I think, because they have shown they're gonna pick some weird crap anyway. Like, they are absolutely not meta slaves, and I applaud them for it. They're definitely going to the beat of their own drum. So at that point, if you're not quite as worried about them just going for those heavy meta picks, why not? And as mentioned in the previous series, some teams just prefer that second pick flow of the draft, getting those 2 picks to pick up those the counter to the first pick of the opponent team. Looks like Draft Gap once again thinking about a bit of a tank choke. We did see the Stitches in their previous series as a potential ban. Greymane has been banned as well. Team Draft Gap definitely enjoy going Tank Buster, and Greymane is a huge component of that. As we get a Samuro ban, okay.
I'm interested to know too. I'm curious. I wonder how much these players have been playing the game recently. There hasn't really been a ton going on in terms of like amateur scene during CCL. So I'm wondering if some of these teams may be still kind of warming up and getting back into the swing of things again. There's Nexomania, but outside of that, there's not really a ton happening.
Yeah, it hasn't been as much. We did see Baby Diamond Hands not that long ago in the Crush Test Realm, which is a very fun series. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out, as we do get the Faustad first pick.
There is another episode coming up next week on Monday. Yeah, Monday, July 18th at 5 p.m. Pacific, I believe it is. I'll be casting that with Crush if you want to check it out. It's on the Wild Heart Esports Twitch channel.
Oh, nice. Oh yes, we love ourselves some Dahaka here. Dahaka is my most played hero, and this is probably the best Dahaka map, I think. So getting a lot of value. This map has some really good bush placement. I appreciate good bush placement, as opposed to something like Volskaya Foundry, where the bush placement is utterly hot garbage. It really helps. Bit of a different draft this time from Team Draft Gap. Last time, prioritizing stuff like the Kel'Thas very early, so nice to see them changing it up here. I think Faustad here is very, very strong. Will be able to help with some boss control. Is potential, because you drafted it so early, to go into something like a Genji, which is very strong against it. Also could look at a Tyrael, for example, to try and counter that boss control. As we see a Sergeant Hammervan. Is this EU?
I mean, I think she's made her way over here at this point as well.
We're
so
sorry.
Other teams want to run her or not. I know. Way to leave the game off where Hammer is a meta pick, Hots. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
I am such a bad Hammer as well. It amuses me to see so many people trying to play her and just completely not understanding why a Hammer is successful. I would like to think players of this level, however, would be a bit more certain, as we do see a Stitches ban once again from Team Draft Gap. Is anybody else infatuated with how Rob says Dahaka instead of Dehawker? Is that how you're supposed to pronounce it? Dehawker? I'm pretty certain it's Dahaka. You got me questioning it. However, we do have the cavalry is here.
It's kind of funny that the one time it would be, you don't make an aw sound when reading that. You know, like you would say walk or like
Dahaka.
but Dahaka is Dahaka instead of Dahaka.
Yeah, Dahaka. Dahaka?
It's okay. I know I say a bunch of stuff weird
I'm
too.
questioning it. Americans. That's what I'm blaming. I do like the Tracer here. I'm a big Tracer fan. This is also a good map for Tracer to get some split push pressure. We do see a Jimmy. Not a very much played hero these days is Raynor, but still offers some solid damage with a little bit of added survivability. What is going to be the healer here though? Brightwing has not been banned, and that's exactly what we're going to see. A little surprised it went that far through draft. Brightwing is a very good hero.
I do like her for the global here. I don't think she does a very good job of supporting Tracer and what needs to be done over on the side of Baby Diamond Hands. And Tracer not necessarily going to have the easiest game. You know, it won't be too bad. But Raynor, I think, is very much just picked up to be a I'm targeting Tracer. She's my job this game. She can't sit in her back line because I'm just going to auto her to death, and she's going to have a real rough time if she tries to do that. So we'll see how it plays out, but she might be left feeling like she doesn't quite have what she needs to do her job here. So what's your thoughts on the draft?
I'm expecting a Dino special with the Tracer here, though, and that is Tracer is here to counter Falstad and just split push as much as humanly possible. Tracer is a hero who has fantastic escape, so can really push in those lanes.
Well, let's get into this game number one here. On the left-hand side, we have Baby Diamond Hands, Pudgenox on the Dahaka, McGiblets playing Brightwing, Vivanchi on Sylvanas, Simply DK on Muradin, and White Tiger on Tracer.
And on the right, in the red, we have Team Draft Gap with Robot Wizard playing that Falstad. We have Call Me on Diablo, we have Siren on the Stukov, Chrysanator on that Urel, and last but not least, Hashma on Verena.
Let the battle begin.
Already seeing some interesting talents here. Worth mentioning, we've got Feast on Fear from the Diablo this time, whereas previous games we have been exclusively seeing the Spell Shield. Diablo needs to be really careful here, getting caught out on that rotation, and is probably going to die. He's trying to get away. Will they be able to get him? No. Nice escape there. And Urel getting some good counter damage to boot.
Robot Wizard getting really low here as well, but able to barrel roll away. Still have a bit of poking going back and forth down here, and it looks like teams have decided to back away and just prioritize lanes now at this point. I was going to say before the fight broke out that we also have Sylvanas picking up Overwhelming Affliction, so able to do a little bit of percent damage. I also, I personally feel like it's not quite enough to deal with the health pool that is Diablo, especially once he has his souls, but it's better than nothing, which kind of would be what they had otherwise. Tracer is just like a fly. Feels like she does nothing to really burn through that health pool. I see Bruiser Camp started up here by Vivanchi.
Yeah, Tracer is here to be as annoying as humanly possible. I'm curious to see how they're going to play the Tracer in this game. I think ideally Tracer shouldn't be in team fights too much early. Just build up those pulse bomb charges, go use it on someone, go back to clearing the wave.
No surprises here, both these teams grabbing those camps that are a little bit closer to objective first. That way they can grab the ones furthest away last, and they can push during objective phase here. So we do have those Siege Giants out in bottom, and now that Bruiser camp in mid for Baby Diamond Hands. Gonna break off and see Sylvanas start up the Giants here for the side of Baby Diamond Hands. Wondering if they're gonna bother to get that Bruiser camp out right now.
Yeah, I think the timing of it is going to, they're going to have to delay it a little bit, I think, but they'll probably hold off on it as Urel is pushing in this bottom lane quite nicely with those Siege Giants. Tracer popping out a pulse bomb just to get a little bit of pressure, but needs to be very careful here. Urel putting good damage onto that Tracer.
It's gonna force the phase shift on Brightwing. This is okay though. Objective is bottom, so she's just coming down to where she needs to be anyways. These Giants, Tracer's having a heck of a time trying to clear these out. Another minion wave pushing forward. Already one tower down on that wall. Bomb going out onto Christinator. There's the stun onto Tracer. Guts the spell armor. They're looking to try and finish this kill off, and they find it. Yrel will go down. White Tiger eating one tower shot, but that's not enough to kill him. He'll stay alive here.
Yeah, a little bit greedy from Yrel there to get put into that position. Did not need to hang around quite as much there, and this is going to secure the objective for Baby Giant Diamond Hands here at first tribute. All the while, top lane Dahaka is getting rotated on, does still have E, I believe. Not going to matter, that's a dead Dahaka.
Is it a dead fall stat here though? He's going to be able to barrel roll out. Fort is the wall at least shut down by Sylvanas straight, and they're just going to look to get some siege pressure here. In the meantime, Team Draft Gap are working on grabbing their bruiser camp in mid, and Falstad cannot defend this by himself. There's the bomb out onto him. Still going to be able to stay alive, but he does need to be careful overstaying here.
Yeah, they needed to send people to deal with that push much earlier than they did. What should have only been a wall has now turned into a wall and a half a keep, and all of a sudden that bottom lane is super open for when those bosses pop out.
White Tiger also able to scout out that Diablo on the rotation and kind of mess with whatever engage he was looking for on the retreat out. Next tribute will be spawning in up in top part of the map on the side of Baby Diamond Hands. You have to worry about cleaning up this bruiser camp on the way up. And Rainer's actually... Yeah, Rainer's getting some decent push in top too.
Yeah, Jimmy has reasonably good push. Can empower those minions as well with that W to help push up that lane. I love the little bush gank they're trying to set up here. Wait and see if Dahaka overextends, which he does, but I think he's going to be okay. The rest of Team Blue have popped up.
Nice drag. They're looking at Siren next, but Stukov able to walk away here. Tribute being channeled by Vivanci, and this will be trib number 2 secured for Baby Diamond Hands. One more till they can get that curse.
Okay, bosses are up, so I would expect to see people looking towards those bosses once level 10s are here. Falstead is currently getting a free push in the bottom lane, however. Need to send someone to deal with that. We are seeing some pressure being put onto Yrel into the middle lane. Brightwing is coming in. Is that going to be enough? Yes, that secures a kill for Baby Diamond Hands.
Of your petty squabbling, gather tribute, earn my favor.
Getting lots of kills of people in overextended positions, as we do see the Falstead kill also. Tracer Pulse Bomb is going to be enough to secure that kill. So we have our next tribute popping up there, which is, it's a favourable position for Team Draft Gap. Level 10s are there for both teams, and Ardent Defender, very happy to see that. I think it's definitely the choice here.
I'm just going to give this trib over, but here's the mind control onto Vivanci. Tiger coming in. There's the Ardent Defender popped. I'm going to walk away. Call Me coming in for the engage onto Brightwing, now split off from the team. Silence dropped, White Tiger taking some damage. Here's the fly in from Falstad and a gust under towers. They will get the kill on a Tracer. Simply DK trying to find his way out. Now he's going to jump over the wall with that Dwarf Toss. Out comes an APOC from Diablo. Split off again from that team, and that entire time they took to kill him. But he will go down. McKiblitz is also now split from the team as well. Not able to provide the bit of healing that Brightwing can give. Gonna phase shift in onto Simply DK to keep him up though, and they're trying to turn this around. Siren will fall, but Diablo back up here. They're gonna find the counter kill onto Sylvanas. Simply DK, McKiblitz trying to find their way out here. Brightwing is going to go down as well. Bloodbath, just pure bloodbath here.
The choice.
Yeah, lots of carnage there, all set up by that gust. Gonna be keeping an eye on Robot Wizard the rest of his game now, proving that they are willing to go for those aggressive gusts. And on this map, it's a decently sized map, so there's lots of positions to kind of get those flies into enemy territory, get the gust off and E over a wall. So definitely potential for some spicy plays.
And Simply DK going for the channel, interrupted by Stukov, slowed and in that silence for a moment. Chrisinator coming over the wall. Palmy coming up on the flank there as well. We're going to see the channel started here for Baby Diamond Hands as Diablo engages onto Simply DK. Nice gust locking them into that wall for a moment. They will find that kill onto Muradin. Mind control goes out, but nothing to really follow up off of that. We're going to see Team Draft Gap go ahead and take this bruiser camp while they're in here. Pudgenox needs to be so careful.
Yeah.
He's like, zoom, zoom.
Ooh.
He's going to zoom hard
Almost.
enough.
that could have been really bad. I don't know why he walked into vision of them. I would have just waddled down south and just got the heck out of there. However, did distract them a little bit, causes them to go on a little bit of a chase, which allows Baby Diamond Hands to pop back up. This is Curse Tribute for both teams. Level 13 advantage currently there for Team Draft Gap. Baby Diamond Hands, what are you doing? This is not a good call. I do not like the boss call here. It's right next to where the tribute is, and they're very quickly realizing and backing off, thankfully.
Got your Rel and Dahaka still hanging around in mid there. Pudgenox able to land a drag and get a little bit of damage there onto Chrisinator. Meanwhile, Trib has spawned in down below 13's not quite online here for Baby Diamond Hands. They're just a hair off of hitting it. There we go. Equal talent tiers now.
Both offlaners coming down to look to get into this fight. Rel currently on an island on her own. She's going to need to back off. Diablo, nice shadow charge into the Muradin as we see the APOC being popped out.
There's the gust coming out from Falstad. The mind control being used as well. Does not connect. Siren walking away. Very low health on the bar. They're going to find the kill on a Brightwing and Tracer. They're looking at Muradin next. A 3-for-0 here in favor of Team Draft Gap. Looking to secure themselves a curse now. Pudgenox still around with Babanchi, but this is a 2v5. Why not grab a boss first?
I love it. This is a perfect boss play here. Get that boss. I would have Faustin eating over towards the tribute right about now, just to try and maximize that value. Pudgenox again going where he doesn't need to go. That's a little bit of greed from Pudgenox once again, getting a death where there was zero reason for you to be there, like whatsoever.
Urelin over the wall, just creating some space here. Dahaka up in 14 seconds, but they have a boss and a curse here in favor of Team Draft Gap as they push in onto this bottom keep. This keeps going down. I mean, we got a full health boss and it's already at half health itself. This defense is looking to be pretty hard here for Baby Diamond Hands. Not a lot that they have really been able to do, but as I say that, looking at Diablo, the gust is going to save him anyways.
Yeah, getting a very nice keep there. That's a still very healthy boss, but it is only 10 minutes into the game. Probably not going to be enough to finish unless they get a good couple of kills here. I would rather see them back off and try to secure more structures in other places.
They do have the 16 talent tier here on the side of Team Draft Gap. Ashmer getting a little bit of damage out onto him there, but able to walk away. Rest of the team just retreating here. But again, 16 talent tier in favor of Team Draft Gap, so they can kind of do what they want on this map now. They have a boss up in their part of the map to take. Camps on their side. There's a siege giant camp for Baby Diamond Hands up as well if they wanted to take a peek at that. They basically have everything up by the time they get there.
Yeah, popping up into this boss lane. With that gust, they can pretty much take boss at any point they want. They don't really have a great anti-gust tools on the side of Baby Diamond Hands. Potentially you've got the burrow from the Dahaka, but that is about it as this boss is secured, and they're going to push in with this as well. Hyperion is back for the Reina, so they very well could be getting another keep in.
16's almost online here for Baby Diamond Hands. We'll see if they can set up a little bit better of a defense now that their structures aren't turned off from a curse with this boss push. Pushing in now. Let's see what they can find here. Simply Decay on the flank. There's the mind control out onto Diablo. A bomb as well. They're shredding through that health pool, but it's not enough. And Pudgenox out of position here again, stuck behind the enemy team line. Chrisinator knocking him back. There's a stun onto Diablo and Falstad. They're trying to finish off Call Me. There's the APOC, and they are going to find it. Diablo goes down. They secure his souls. Let's see if they can find any more. Simply DK jumping in, going for the Stormbolt onto Siren. Siren getting stunned once again. Realizes he's going to go down and just turns around trying to create some space for his team. Hashmere next to be focused here. Nowhere left to go for this Rainer either. That'll be a 3-for-0 in favor of Baby Diamond Hands. They will lose their keep though, as that boss and Chrisinator is still pushing through top lane. They're gonna look to see if they can get a keep in return here, it looks like.
Yeah, really nice engage there on the side of Baby Diamond Hands. Just very good damage being put out onto the Diablo. Pachnox was able to survive as well during that flank and continue pushing up during that engage. We are seeing Yrel just trying to end the game here, actually getting a decent chunk of core damage. Did not expect that.
I think I would have liked to see them just go through a sidewall and use that Sylvanas trait on the keep and just focus the keep instead of getting the entire front wall down. With the death timers that Team Draft Gap had, you know, you can see they're walking away with about half health left on this keep. If they had just gone through basically this little top portion, taken one tower down, and focused all those resources on the keep only, I think they could have walked away with the keep. But they're going to walk away with a curse nonetheless, so let's see if they can even out this map pressure here now.
Going back into that is a good kill. If they get another kill here, they could end. Hell, they might be able to end anyway. They have really good siege damage.
Destroyed a fort.
Positioning for the other keep to start off with, kind of splitting their attention at the moment. Punchnock's the only one really going for that core. Hyperion is popped to try and zone out the opposing team. I'd like to see some commitment from Baby Diamond Hands here. They're kind of half-arsing this engage. Question mark has been put in the chat.
They're just going to back off, and it looks like they're going to set up for their boss that's up and available to grab here. Need to be fairly quick about this.
So
Falstad can fly in here if the team decides to contest this, and looking at the positioning right now of Team Draft Gap, they are walking over to check out what's going on at this boss. Pachnock's able to create enough space though for Baby Diamond Hands to grab that boss. In comes the Falstad. This is a 5v5 now. Bomb out onto Hashmere. There's the APOC combo, and they're going to be able to get that pick onto Pachnock's. Mind Control goes out, but it does not connect, and Yrel is chasing down the back line. Is simply DK split off from the team. Boss pushing in through bottom, though. They do need to be concerned about that. There's already Katas pushing in here as well. They need to defend this. They can't just continue to chase it out.
Yeah, really good job by Pachnox to delay them moving up into the boss. I like them taking the boss there. I think you need to, because otherwise if the opposing team gets it, it's just a kill. What did Yrel die to?
Red team's core.
Sylvanas?
Apparently so, must have just got caught out. Shouldn't take any core damage here. They got on it nice and quick and can burn it down pretty darn quickly. In the meantime, Baby Diamond Hands is going to pop into that top lane.
Boss is up here in about 22 seconds. Yrel's not back up for another 37. There's this little window where they could try to force this boss with the numbers advantage. Dahaka's coming up now. He can probably burrow in to meet the team. But it is something that if they're going to do it, they need to commit and do it as fast as possible with how close Yrel will be up to make this just a full-out 5v5. The Gust online with Falstad as well makes it even more of a challenge, so it's a risk.
Absolutely. We are seeing Dahaka positioning in the mid. I would rather have him up there with the team and
100%.
is going to burrow in. Gust is
You
here.
need to get off on this Falstad. This Falstad with the Gust is going to come in and save the day. There we go. It goes out before bosses burns, and they have them trapped in this little choke. They're going to find the pick on a Prey Wing and Muradin. Vivanchi able to get out with the Haunting Wave. There's the drag onto Falstad. Mind Control comes out, and they get one counter
That was
kill.
less beautiful. Yeah, moment of genius from Falstad into a moment of insanity. Not going to matter. They are able to get that boss 2 members of Baby Diamond Hands are dead. Gonna be a 3rd as well here. Possibly a 4th. Will White Tiger be able to get out? Yeah, it's not gonna matter. This should be going.
Palmy looking at Sylvanas and White Tiger. There's Chrisinator over the wall to try and get White Tiger, but not able to secure that kill. They stopped to do these giants. They have a boss coming in. I think they don't need these giants, but hey, why not? If you can, you know, you have the time to pick them up anyway, so why not?
Exactly. Why not indeed get that extra XP from taking that camp? They are popping up. White Tiger just able to survive for an extra half-second there. It's not going to make any difference. That boss is wailing away and not even going to get a kill onto Diablo. Map number 1, very interesting close game, but goes over to Team Draft Gap.
GG's, well played. It's kind of exciting to see some of these players I've never really seen play before pop up and performing well into teams that have been around for a little while now. So take a look at the match summary. 13-14 in kills. This is a fairly close map. Both teams kind of had that win condition set up, whereas you just win that last team fight and you can now just go end through that lane. But just how happened that Team Draft Gap was the one to win that last team fight. Rob, what's your thoughts on the series?
I think there was a bit of a draft gap from Team Draft Gap. I think the Fausta got fantastic value. I'm a big fan of Siren's Stukov as well. Some of those silences were very, very strong. I'm a fan of Pudgenox. I've seen him play a decent amount. Needs to watch for positioning on the Dahaka. There was a couple of times where kind of died at situations where he didn't need to, and it was generally in a situation where they really could have done with their Dahaka. So want to watch that positioning just a little bit. Vivanchi, mind controls, really strong. I think they had very good focus with once they got those mind controls to secure those kills. All in all, don't get too disheartened. It was a very close game, and Baby Diamond Hands are absolutely in this series.
I liked this time around, since we were, you know, casting Draft Gap in their first series, seeing a little bit more of their hero pool here. They, you know, we didn't see the Kael'thas Deckard return to Kael'thas Deckard Greymane. They ran all 3 of those in both those games. Yrel as well. So we have a lot more showing up here. Yrel's still around, but the rest of the draft is looking a little more different, which is nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to look at Chris Nater's profile here. Are they like a Yrel one trick? Not. Wow, that's a lot of Monkey games. Yeah, just looking to see, is this like a Yrel one trick? Definitely not, looking at the account. Had some really good Yrel so far, and looking forward to potentially see some more. I think Yrel is a hero who, in this kind of meta of going Blaze or Hogger as like priorities all the time, I feel like Yrel sometimes gets a little undervalued and is just such a strong tool for your team. So survivable, has really good tools, and Chris Nater put into good use.
Ardent Defender this time around too.
Yes, I appreciate that greatly. I was not, even as someone who picks Sacred Ground from time to time on Dragonshy or Braxis, I wasn't a fan of it in the previous maps, and I think Ardent Defender was definitely the choice here, and it got some good value.
Okay, I'll pop back on over to Rob and I think we have the next lobby up and going here. So let me quickly update our map overlay, and we'll get you guys updated on where we're going for match number 2 of this best of 3 series between Baby Diamond Hands and Team Draft Gap. Okay.
We'll be going in for that one very soon. I am currently being powered by Monster Energy, which is keeping up quite nicely. Almost 3 AM here. However, always a pleasure to draft with you, Jazzy. So, not minding it too much. Managed to get a nice nap in as well. My hair isn't quite fixed from the nap, but good enough.
Well, here we are, game number 2. We're going to be headed to Towers of Doom. Baby Diamond Hands sticking to that map pick option when given the choice between first pick or map pick. Okay, you know what? I don't mind it. We're getting a nice variety of maps tonight. No repeats.
Yeah, and no Garden of Terror. Mwah. Little disappointed no Braxis. I did see it got banned. Braxis is my favourite map. A lot of people do not like that map though, so it's very rare.
You know, I
actually
don't
get to
even think
cast a
that
Braxis game.
Garden of Terror is in this map pool.
Is it not? Oh wow, the NGS is doing it right.
At least
That
not,
is a
yeah,
quality map pool.
at least not according to what filled in when I just picked the match through Soothsayer. So you're in luck with that.
I approve wholeheartedly. Garden of Terror should be in no map pools whatsoever. I would rather play on Hanamura, which is saying something.
I would love to see more Braxis games, though.
Yes. Oh, I
think
love
we're
it.
both on the same
Played
page
some
with
in
that.
Masters Clash, and it's actually really fun.
Yeah.
Because I think there's just some interesting tactics you can go for it.
I think it's a map that really gets cool when you're playing it and competitive, and you actually have communication with your team, and it's not just a 1-4 split, and you each try to run it down your own lane kind of thing.
100%, yeah. Completely agree. As we are going into this draft for Towers of Doom. So, kind of similar in some ways to Cursed in terms of size. Globals definitely get value, stuff like the Hacker. I'd say Fausted less here because the boss isn't quite as impactful, which is kind of odd when you think about it because it actually just does core damage every time you take it, but you generally don't see the boss getting picked up as much because it was a single boss in the middle of the map, bit more dangerous to be taken, as we do see that Grey main ban once again. I'm pretty certain Team Draft Gap have first banned Johanna every single map. They do not want to play against Johanna.
Yeah, they are Joanna haters, I guess.
Which kind of fits. They definitely feel like a team that likes the tank bust, and Johanna's probably the most difficult tank to bust. And again, with the Stitches ban, it's difficult to tank bust the Stitches because Stitches generally isn't just walking up to the team. Stitches engage starts about half a lane away from you. So, it does make a lot of sense. That is a first pick Arthur's. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind Arthur's in the offlane. I think Arthur's can do a job against certain heroes, but seeing it first pick is very interesting. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, usually you pick Arthas because there's a lot of melee picked up, something that can kind of shine there, but you're showing your hand that you're already picking Arthas, so now, you know, they're not going to draft some melee-heavy comp that he can really punish. So, and just to prioritize him this early in the draft, Arthas was never, ever going to be picked up by your opponent. Like, I can't even remember the last time I've seen Arthas played in a game, ever.
Yeah, it's been a
that
while.
long.
I wonder what that's going to be indicative of for that comp. Go for the Fausted Rhaegar there. Once again, Fausted got some decent
Are they
value.
they're just looking to Sindragosa and take structures down, and that's their plan
Sure,
here?
why not? I guess, I don't know, they definitely have some very interesting views of what draft should look like, and to be fair to them, it's been working for them so far. It's interesting to me they went for the Arthurs that early. I don't quite understand it, but I am open to it if they've got something to go with it. I just don't know what that looks like yet. It is on Hashma, and Hashma has more been playing the tank, so I'm curious if this is going to be a tank Arthas or an offlane Arthas.
He said they ran it in a weekend tournament a couple weeks ago as well, so they just love Arthas. That's what he says.
Interesting. I love Arthas as well. I do enjoy playing him. I think playing him against Artanis is hilarious. Sorry, Crush. Because Artanis just gets bodied, and it's quite a fun matchup. Go for the Hacker. This is the second best Hacker map. Possibly the best, but it's between this and Cursed Hollow. To be fair, I know it said the last one was the best Hacker map.
Hey, Goon, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub.
Hey, what up, Goon? Get back and play some more Elden Ring. As we see the Malthael. Okay, I like Malthael.
I don't mind Malthael here. I will say, you know, I don't know what Vivanci's hero pool is 100%, but Malthael is a little bit more gankable of a target in your off lane, so we could see him pick up something with a little bit more mobility to be able to go for those rotations and those picks onto Malthael. Let's see what he grabs here.
Yeah.
But
the hacker deals with the Malthael ult very easily as well. Just press
Yeah.
E and it's completely nullified, which is quite nice. Malthael potentially going to get some really good value into the Moradin vote if they can get the engages. It's an interesting comp as we see the Genji. Okay,
there we go.
I'm curious to see this. Genji in theory is a really good counter into the Faustad.
the other thing too is you're picking up a tank that doesn't really have any good engage. Just very lackluster in general, and instead of grabbing an offlaner that can kind of fill those weaknesses in Arthas, you're grabbing Malthael, which it's just more holes in your armor for this team to poke through here. So we'll see how it plays out. I definitely prefer Baby Diamond Hands draft, but go ahead.
Arthur's offlane with Garrosh main tank, throwing Arthur's into the enemy team is hilarious. And I am a huge fan of that. That is a tactic I have played before, and I'm quite a big fan of it. I think Arthur's is a better offlane of a tank in general, even though he kind of doesn't fit for the meta for it. I don't know. They made me a believer in some other stuff today, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning Baby Diamond Hands here. I think they have the better draft, but Team Draft Gap they've been pulling through. They haven't dropped a single map today, even though their drafts aren't necessarily meta drafts, so...
I think it's fair to say as well, they haven't dropped a single game today. Most of their games have been very, very close. They definitely seem to be a team that enjoys a slightly chaotic game.
Yeah.
And just edging ahead in the midst of that chaos. As we have had 2 people DC right at the start of the game, which is a bad sign, but I guess we'll see what's happening with that one shortly. So, worth to mention, Arthur's going for the level 1 Frost Presence, so going for that stacking W build.
I think Scott's starting up dinner. Smells like someone's cooking.
Oh god, Simply Decay. What do you call someone with a rubber toe? Roberto. That's a yellow card.
Well, hopefully they can get back in.
Yeah,
Robot,
fingers
Wizard,
crossed.
and Siren both DC'd here. So.
Yeah, I don't know if they're like in the same house or something to have that connect. Oh, no, looks like we're ready. Okay, awesome.
Well, you got Baby Diamond Hands once again on the left-hand side. Pudgenox is on that Dahaka. It's for the second game here. Vivanchi playing... It's too dark. Genji, I believe. McGiblets is going to be on the Anduin. White Tiger will be your... Vala? Yeah,
yep.
Vala. And Simply DK on the Murden. There we go.
Yeah, and on the right we've got Team Draft Gap. With Hashma is going to be playing the Alphas. Christinator is going to be playing... I can't even tell you that. It's actually Rel. And Call Me playing the Malthael. And some combination of people on the Rhaegar and Faustad I can't actually see because we're not in the game. And the chat is covering the tab stream.
It'll be Siren on Rhaegar. He's been healing all afternoon, right?
Ah, okay. So that will be Robot Wizard then on the Faustad.
Siren's at 1k ping. Oh, no.
Feels bad, man. Always a bit of a pain when you have these technical issues. Hopefully get it sorted pretty sharpish.
Yeah, not really a lot for us to talk about here. The game hasn't even started yet. Going back to these drafts, Rom, do you think... I just wish this Arthas was like literally anything else. So I think like with the Hanzo and the Malthael, they have the chance to really just play a front to back kind of team fight and it to work. But without a tank that does like has really poor engage, I just don't know if they have the setup for these front to back fights. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is, Arthurs can get value.
Yeah.
In certain comps. I don't feel it's into this comp. Perhaps they're hoping to target Punch Knocks a bit. I don't know, that's my best theory at the moment, but even then, the Hager's not like super weak against the Arthurs or anything.
The classic fly mid on Falstad to put your Q out and it misses everyone.
I appreciate the thought at the very least. So, look to see Arthurs trying to stack that W here, even without the engages, just trying to get it early and get those stacks on it.
Simply DK. Oh, uses the dwarf toss and the... Ooh, there.
That was really nice. That was really nice. The W was thrown out at the spot where the Leap of Faith happened from Anduin, thus securing both of them. That was a really nice play.
You need to have a little bit better communication when you're playing the Murd and Anduin pick, because he could have had 2 different escapes there if they had timed that better. I don't think Murden goes down. If you save that Leap of Faith, he'd already dwarf tossed out, you back up, reposition as Anduin, and then you use your Leap of Faith if he still looks like he's going to go down. But they essentially both just did the exact same thing, and you waste one. We're going to see camp started up here on the side of Team Draft Gap, looking to get their siege camp out, and we're just now seeing Baby Diamond Hands rotate to start theirs up.
In the top lane, we do see Malthael almost 1v2ing both the Hacker.
Oh no, 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 no!
There, you
greedy
silly,
backs,
silly
greedy
Billies.
backs!
Oh, that was so
almost,
much greed.
They almost get a trade out of it, but yeah, those are greedy backs.
I've been there. I've had that happen in my Heroes Lounge game where our healer just, we're running away from the enemy team, just decides to back in the middle lane and promptly dies. And I'm like, what were you doing? It's like, oh, I thought I was safe. And it's like, doesn't matter if you think you're safe, always back off into a safe position before you back. Oh, bless him.
Simply DK jumping in, looking for the Storm Bolt there. Does not connect. I'm going to see Hanzo getting picked off. The Banshee is just, this is what I wanted to see in this Genji, is just rotating and getting these picks on the offlaners or whoever's covering mid, because they're squishy targets. They're very easily gankable. Look, they're looking at Malthael once again.
Yep, Malthael does not have, well, any escape in this situation. On a Pale Horse is the talent that was picked up here, so doesn't even have the ability to get an instant speed boost, as we do see a little bit of engage onto Genji into the middle lane. Malthael really needs to mind their P's and Q's this game, because he's so gankable. That was a really nice kill onto Rhaegar on the bottom lane. Baby Diamond Hands are looking good, but I feel like in a lot of these games, Team Draft Gap have looked weaker earlier than they have later.
The Raven Lord demands it.
As I think we're going to have another kill on the offense.
Yeah, Banshee wants to go for it, but a little risky knowing that Malthael's waiting for him on the other side there. We're going to see Hanzo getting picked off, though. I mean, maybe they've been weaker in the earlier game, but not like this. This is starting to become a bit of, you know, a little bit of snowballing here. Level 7's coming online, a whole level lead already for the side of Baby Diamond Hands. They need to be careful. They need to be a lot more careful here. And Baby Diamond Hands is getting so much. Genji's been ganking mid and top lane the entire time, but somehow they've still just been managing to run it down in bottom lane with their 3-man and have already opened up a lot of the wall. Like, they're looking really good so far.
I guess you need to wait until level 10 for Arthas to get that survivability, because in the meantime, as you're seeing now, he's a really good target to just get murdered.
Banshee going in, looking at Christinator on that Hanzo, has the deflect coming out. They're going to get the kill onto Arthas. Robot Wizard barrel rolling away, and there's the invade onto the siege camp of Team Draft Gap.
Worth mentioning, White Tiger on that Vala getting out very solid damage already at 12k, as is Vivanchi actually, both just a shade under. 2 DPS advantage for Vala. Man, Baby Diamond Hands are really running it down here. And this is good. They need to get the early advantage. Keep those lanes pushed. Try and get down that bottom four especially. Just with that constant pressure.
Siege camp up for the side of Baby Diamond Hands. They're going to start that up. An altar coming in about 12 seconds here. Just the one this time around in the mid part of the map. Still a level lead here for Baby Diamond Hands as well.
Yeah, Arthur's looking for a bit of engage. Not really much follow-up for them there. The hacker is going to burrow in. Falstead having to get the heck out of there and is able to do so. About half a level for Baby Diamond Hands to get that level 10. Look to see them get that level 10 before properly engaging here. The hacker going up into the mid lane to try and soak that XP. And level 10s very, very shortly.
Alright, there we go. 10's online. The Banshee coming in, looking at Hashmer, dropping some damage there out onto Arthas. Robot Wizard having to use a barrel roll to walk away. Cleanse out onto Arthas. They've managed to disengage here. Malthael says, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going back to soaking lanes. It's a good call from him. They need to make up that XP difference. Still a level up on the side of Baby Diamond Hands. Those ultimates, what's going on over there?
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Actually.
Standards. That is one of my favourite combos in the game. Light Bomb Genji into X Strike equals deletion. It's such a great combo. And they've got a few ways to set up. They do have a rain of vengeance there to help set it up as they are looking to get its bottom for Simply DK is going to have to back off though, dropping pretty low. Luckily it's a Meredith, will be fully healed in like 8 seconds anyway. The Banshee styling and profiling, getting that kill onto the Hanzo there. Counter kill though is able to take the Vala down. Leap of Faith should be enough to save the Banshee here, and they're going to have to back off a little bit.
I wonder if Team Draft Gap is going to be able to just take this back. They're pretty low. They're going to walk away. I guess I have the taps up. McGiblets is her thing. We'll see if they can take it back right away. I wonder if you could just like left that with 1 health, 1 auto attack on it, because they all had to go and reset, right? And now it just goes right back over to Team Draft Gap.
Red team.
Yeah, they burn it down pretty quickly. Despite the fact some of the heroes don't have the best siege, turns out the best siege is that siege camp. They are able to delete it pretty quickly, and they'll be happy about that.
Oh! Well, a 1-for-1 trade there.
Honestly, as the Malthael, I'd be happy with that. You're getting comeback XP because you're behind, so that's actually a good trade for them.
Hanzo get it rooted, but nothing really to follow it up. There's 2 altars this time around. Bottom one being channeled by Rhaegar right now. We'll go over to the side of Team Draft Gap.
Archnox needs to be a little bit careful as they are getting put good damage into the Faust that is able to get out of there. Rhaegar zinging in like any good Rhaegar does. We are going to see an aggressive gust there. Along with the arrow, Syndra goes up, all the buttons are being pressed. And will someone die? Yes, they will. Voller is dead.
Anduin falls as well. Simply DK door tossing out, but Malthael able to stick onto them. Pudgnock's going for the drag, dragging him under towers, but it's not enough. Both of them will fall. Call Me walking away with a little less than 300 health left on his bar as Arthas goes for the channel on objective. 4 for nothing, I believe that was.
And all of a sudden, Team Draft Guy is ahead in XP. They are even in shots and showing they are a late game team. The later these games are going, the better they seem to do. I don't know what it is. Perhaps they're a team that's heavily affected by their ults. I don't know.
I don't know that it was like necessarily a late game team as opposed to Baby Diamond Hands fighting up underneath tower shots down a member. We'll see how it plays out next time it's an actual 5v5, but a little bit questionable from Baby Diamond Hands to be forcing fights there.
Yeah, definitely put themselves into a better position now, though, as we do see a beautiful engage. man, that's such a pretty engage. I really enjoy those engages.
Well, there you
Just
go. Hanzo goes
instantly.
down. Yeah. Thought for a second it wasn't going to connect, and then he's like, nah, I still got this. They're going to go for the invade onto Siege Camp, and this means that bottom bell tower likely going to go back over to the side of Baby Diamond Hands in a moment here. Those sappers will really help them chunk it down with Vala and the rest of the team around. They should be able to shred through this before Hanzo's back up. This is also a Sledgehammer Muradin.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So going for a little bit of the PvE value there. And obviously you get the cooldown reduction. We are going to get a double altar phase into the top lane. Hardknox needs to be very careful. Burrow there is enough to get away from that Arthur's route.
I think either of these teams should be looking to contest here. They can just trade it out. Banshee's going to kind of create a little bit of space, maybe give the opportunity for them to look at contesting, but I think, you know, not really any advantage to trying to fight it out. You're both pretty even on XP. Talentier's coming up at the same time for that 16, so...
Yeah, I think trade there was the correct option. Muradin doing a good job of stalling out the bottom lane with the Faustet going in for the engage. Good lord almighty, Vivanci's Genji is really strong. Not quite able to get the kill that time though, as we do see Hanzo Arrow coming out, as we do have a disconnect on the Rhaegar. That is unfortunate, as the Rhaegar died at the same time. No pause though. I don't know if they've realised.
We're just observers. We can't do anything. Oh, he's back. Oh, and he's gone.
Having a few connection issues there. Always unfortunate. I guess he's flitting in and out at the moment, which is why it's popping up so much. They shouldn't be. Whoa! How did Malfield die?
Heroes.
That was not due to disconnect.
Use it well.
Good DK looking at this Falstad. Oh, so gross. They're gonna find themselves a Hanzo as well. You can see he has a Skullcracker and, you know, on top of his Storm Bolts, so you kind of just can sit on a target and every 3 autos you're going to stun him again, and he was able to just chase down Falstad because of that. You're landing your Storm Bolts, weaving in some autos, getting a stun, your Storm Bolt comes back up again, and that's a dead Falstad, and then on top of that, the rest of the team collapsing down to make sure it's even more deaths with the Hanzo picked up. Looks like we have the pause here, probably likely because that Rhaegar hasn't quite connected back in.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the Diamond Hand engages here. Especially, I know I keep harping on it, the Genji engage with the Light Bomb has been really nice, but we've also seen some good Muradin engages, as mentioned from DK there. Getting some really good value, and Team Draft Gap, whilst they're only a little bit behind in terms of shots, they're about to have an altar, triple altar pop up, and 2 people dead for 40 seconds. Malfield should be back a little bit after the objective pops up, so I might get there just about in time. But there's absolutely potential here for 15 shots to go over the side of Baby Diamond Hands. If they get a boss as well, man, that's a potentially game over very shortly.
This is the comeback map, but...
Very true.
See how it plays out. This bottom bell tower is going to go back over to Team Draft Gap. They were able to get that. So maybe a few sappers walking in bottom. It's not over yet. I mean, it's still 25 to 23 in core shots. They can still manage to tank quite a bit here. But you then get into this, like, okay, they secure all 3 altars here and the boss. That's...
19.
Yeah.
Then 3 sappers, that's 22.
Yeah, like
that's 1 health left.
Yeah, it's getting really, really scary. Not impossible.
Oh, and by the way, the other siege camp is up in 7 seconds. Like, there is potential for this game to be over in a minute. I don't think it'll be. I think they'll be able to defend against any further sappers, but I think there is a strong possibility that they are going to have one core health left in about a minute. Which is not where you want to be.
16. Yeah. We'll see if they take this bottom bell tower back again. And I think it's going to take too long to spawn in, but you have really long death timers on the side of Team Draft Gap, so if they really want to maximize their altars here, they can look to take back bottom bell tower. And then you're getting 5 shots instead of 4.
Yeah, I guess, you've got the 4 shots instead because that has been taken back. That is absolutely correct, yeah. So in actual fact, it's a little bit better of a situation. And you've got another 3, so that's 4 shots left on the core potentially. Looks like ping is improving, so hopefully we'll be starting very shortly.
Let's see what Team Draft Gap's going to be left with on their core after this altar phase. Very unfortunate time to get there to drop players here, just because it's a 3 altar phase. You know, sometimes you luck out and it just happens to be 1 and you don't need to fight for as much and it's not that big a deal. This time they're going to be very, very punished for these kills that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to struggle to delay as well. They do have the Frost Presence stacked on the alpha, so potentially could delay the top right altar reasonably safely. It has a pretty good range on it, so that's at least 1 delay. But I don't know if they're going to be able to delay long enough to allow for the Fausta to come back in.
Altars are up in 21 seconds. Falstad has 40 seconds left on his death timer. Hanzo with 43. It's going to be rough for them to try and keep some shots from going into their core here.
But as mentioned, as you did say, this is the comeback map. I was in person for mid-season brawl, I believe it was 2018. Dignitas versus Gen G on this map, where Dignitas came back in with 1 core health and having been behind pretty much the entire game to be able to take that map. So it's absolutely doable, and I think the important thing here is don't stagger any deaths.
But on the other hand, we've seen people go 40-0.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying it's likely, I'm saying it's possible. There's a difference. So we are still waiting for the last member of Team Draft Gap to get back to some sense of normality.
Thanks for everybody tuning in to watch the games tonight. I appreciate you hanging out here.
It's been some fun games.
Yeah, I always love doing these Stormdove qualifiers and like the heroic Nexus games, kind of seeing like the non-pro but upper end of HOTS as you can get without it hitting into the CCL players. I mean, some of Stormdove is CCL players, let's be honest, but usually it's
absolutely.
like Frankenstein teams of CCL players.
Yeah, and you'll generally see, like, in that last qualifier as well, random collections of CCL players will sign up to try and sneak in and qualify in that last one also. Which is a testament to the good job NGS do with that Storm division. Lots of people want to play in it. Looks like both teams are ready, so we are going to be getting back into this map.
Welcome back.
They're leaving, the sappers do come in, going to position now to get the triple altar. I like the camp pick up here nice and quickly, they've got time to do it. They are positioning to prioritise that top right altar.
They're going for this bell tower as well, which means it's a 2v2 right now, about to be a 2v3 with Melfiel coming in over here. So it is potentially going to give up some altars as the members of Team Draft Gap push in to go for this right-hand side one. They get back that bottom bell tower. That's going to give them an extra shot on whatever altars they do secure, though. McGiblis will be taking that bottom altar as Dahaka channeling the left-hand side up at top. Right one will go over to the side of Team Draft Gap, sending a few shots over into the core of Baby Diamond Hands, and we're going to see the score sitting 22-10 on core shots here in favor of Baby Diamond Hands.
Bring down the grave
I quite like that trade. I think getting the bottom keep is more valuable than getting 4 more shots back. They need to defend it though. They can't just let them instantly retake it. Or if you're going to use that time to secure space to get a boss.
I would love to see them force something here right now before 20s are online as well for Baby Diamond Hands. You're sitting with Syndragosa on Arthas, so if you wanted to force something in bottom, you absolutely could. We'll see how they're going to play it out here on the side of Team Draft Gap, because now's the time that they really need to be worrying about all these potential win conditions that could be coming up, especially when they are not controlling bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Diamond Hands need to be a little bit careful. They can't defend too far up here. You are going up against a Fostered Gust, so could quite easily fly behind you and gust you into no man's land, which is pretty instant death for a lot of that team. They are...
I really would have loved to just see them rip the Syndragosa and gust them under the shot zone here, but 20's there online. I don't think they're going to look for anything now.
Eventually, being a little greedy and paying for his sins, they do manage to get the kill onto Rhaegar. Simply DK dropping low is going to be okay. 1-1, that goes in favour of Team Draft Gap because they are behind in XP. Will get the level 20s very shortly.
Ooh, Christinator is in some trouble though. White Tiger's not afraid to dive in there to finish him off, and there we go, another kill over to the side of Baby Diamond Hands, and make that a 3rd one as Malthael drops up in the mid part of the map here. Dahaka securing, or sorry, Murden securing that kill, and we have the one altar in bottom coming up. That'll give them 5 shots into the core. They're gonna cap these sappers here, another 3 shots, and another 3 shots on the other siege camp here. That'll end the game if they can walk these sappers in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they should be able to defend these sappers. Falstad needs to be careful.
You can also just take these sapper camps and have them threaten walking in bottom and go do boss.
Whilst you're doing boss. Yeah, and that point, you're just 1 shot away from getting the victory. Absolutely. They have 6 sappers here. I kind of would like to see them push this in.
I would have liked to see them try to get something in bottom so that they could have gone for the win now at this point. These sappers are actually going to be cleared out just fine by Team Draft Gap, and we're probably going to see Team Draft Gap also take back their bottom temple. So we'll see 1 shot left on the core of Team Draft Gap, but they are going to control that bottom lane, so it's really like, even though it's that 1 shot, there's still a chance.
So they're going to push in the top lane. I think then what they're going to do is take that top siege camp and attempt to push that one in instead. Which also can definitely work. They are going instantly to this camp. I don't know if Draft Gap are going to be able to challenge this. Instead, he'll set up into a more defensive position. Arthur's getting caught in the bush there. Needs to be careful. Dropping very low. Ancestral does pop out as we see the light bomb coming out.
White Tiger, 31 health on his bar there for a moment as he gets gusted away. Pudgenox in some trouble. Here's the Leap of Faith to keep him up, but he gets rooted by Arthas. Pudgenox turning around, dropping the isolation, spreads onto 4 members of Team Draft Gap, allowing the return kill there onto Hanzo. 1-for-1 trade. Luckily for Team Draft Gap, this is just a 1 altar phase, but look at top.
They forgot about top.
They forgot.
Oh my god. They forgot about top. Everybody was walking down to bottom. They didn't remember that there was a siege camp going into the top lane.
I forgot for a moment.
Which is enough to give Baby Diamond Hands the win and even up this series. 1-1.
Oh, we get to go to a game 3 for the first time tonight, keeping Rob up as late as possible now. But 19-10 in kills. Popping on over to the talents here. The Genji light bomb combos were just popping off for Baby Diamond Hands in this comp. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a ban onto one of those 2 heroes just to shut down that type of engage from happening. Probably the Anduin, because there's a lot of other things that can dive in and kind of pull off that engage if you take away the Genji instead. But yeah, not a fan of the Arthas pick.
Yeah, didn't get the best value. I think especially compared to, say, the Garrosh or the Diablo that they've played before, it's definitely didn't seem to get the most value there. Hell, even the Leoric, I don't want to admit it, but potentially worked a bit better for the main tank Leoric. I don't know, but they seem to be a team that likes to try stuff. So I would strongly encourage they keep trying stuff and keep teams off kilter. It was just a lot of getting caught out by the Genji engage. That was kind of the story of this game. So many times Genji light bomb, securing kills, giving advantages, and all of a sudden they ended up in a position where they'd actually got some good kills at the end there, but just wasn't in a position to defend the game because they had so few core shots left.
All right, we are ready to go in just a moment here for game number 3. I'll bring you on over to those map picks here. Game number 3 is going to be played on Alterac Pass. This time around, it's a map pick from Team Draft Gap. They had the option now for first pick or map pick, and given the option, they are also preferring to go with map pick option. Alterac Pass, not my most favorite map to watch. I don't mind playing it, but watching it, it's a little predictable on what's going to be happening.
I enjoy it, oddly. I enjoy it when teams play it well. I think this is a map where if you're looking at the map as a team in a good way, you can go for some really cool boss plays, which I enjoy a lot. It was something our previous team did a lot of, and I think kind of showed people that, like, you should just ignore the objective, go do boss, then do objective, as opposed to just constantly fighting over it. So I don't mind. It's better than Garden. So, which I know is a low bar, but I'm just very happy I've cast 5 games today and not a single one of them are Garden, because it's not in the map pool. So makes me happy.
Rob's just like, I like any map as long as it's not Garden, I'll be happy.
This is accurate. Loading into the draft, going for that first grey main ban. Must have seen the value Draft Gap had been getting with it. The old perennial Team Draft Gap Johanna ban, not wanting to play against that tank whatsoever.
We've been seeing priority for the Lucio from Baby Diamond Hands the first couple games. We'll see if they're going to stick with that ban here, if they're going to go for something that has... Oh, they're switching to the Brightwing, which is fair enough. This is a pretty big map.
I wonder if that is indicative of them wanting to go Genji again and thinking, okay, let's just get rid of any potential counters to it. Because they had really, really good value with it before. I would not be shocked to see like a 2-3 pick of Genji Anduin again from Baby Diamond Hands. They had so much success from it that they might think, yo, let's do it again. And if you're doing that, Junkrat is a really good hero to pair up with it, because Junkrat does the beginning work, gets them kind of low, get them down to about that half health with that excellent Q poke, then Genji zips in and cleans up. As we see Kel'Thas once again from Team Draft Gap. They had some good success with the Kel'Thas Deckard earlier, going for that. For those first 2 picks, we don't see the Anduin though, we see the Lucio and the Hogger.
I like these picks coming out from Baby Diamond Hands. Junkrat, very, very good at stalling out objectives if you just kind of need to poke and not let your opponent's channel. Hogger, of course, really great at taking that camp, which is one of the lowest cooldown camps to grab. And right now, Deckard Kel'Thas, they're not camp takers. It's gonna take them a really long time at the moment to get this out. There's the
well, actually, Kel'Thas isn't that bad at taking camps. It just has to expend a lot of mana to do it.
Anubarak is great ban here as well, since he can solo channel objective. So beetles eat the aggro off the minions, and he doesn't even need anyone else around to help him take objective.
I like Urel ban here. Draft Gap have shown they have a very good Urel, and now Hogger has already been picked up. It probably forces them into the Blades, although I say that I just pick a Chen. Okay, sure, why not? I don't know why I expected some sort of meta pick there, but I forgot for a second.
What games
It's
have
like,
you
yeah.
been watching tonight?
I mean, Chen is a hero in Heroes of the Storm. I'm sure Gajira somewhere is happy to see get Chen pick. I personally don't think it's a great hero. There are worse heroes, I guess you could take. I'd rather see a Chen over the Arthas.
Victory.
Or would I? Would I rather see an offlane Chen over offlane Arthas? I think so, but not by much. Just please take an actual tank here, please. Take a Muradin. Oh,
Leo.
Muradin's just been picked up. Not Leo. There's not a lot of tank options left. Because they banned all of them out.
Whisper says that they're taking the
Ready for duty.
Kalthos to counter Junkrat. It's 3 times. It's undeniable now.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about this draft, if I'm being honest. This is... It's certainly unique. And that is the nicest way I can put it.
I think Whisper says they're fun to watch. I think that's true.
I definitely
is-
agree, but fun to watch. And they've proven
yeah.
me wrong a bunch of times already.
I think that, you don't really often see a lot of teams experimenting with the meta. People know what works and just run it back every time. And especially now with no updates really coming to the game, like now's the time to really start experimenting and figuring out things that can break into the meta and kind of shift the game around. Start running some weird things in your comps and figure out something that works a little bit differently, because otherwise it's just gonna get boring.
Yeah, no, I approve of experimentation. Especially in this level of gaming as well. I think it's the place where stuff like this should be worked out. I'm trying to work out how they get kills. I guess you're going to have to try and set up with Star 1. Listen at 10. It's just pre-10. I don't know what Team Draft Gap does.
I don't know. I think they can be kind of annoying. They don't really have a lot of...
Yes.
They don't really have a
Effective.
lot of CC, but there's some things in the kits of other heroes, like Kalthos, those gravity laps, or Stukov with his stuns that might be able to help set up for some of these engages. It's a little bit awkward though with their front line, but
Getting a raw gravity laps though is going to be tricksy. I don't know. I don't know how they win this game. But again, I didn't know how they'd win some of the other games, and they still did, so who knows?
I'd like to, it's like, this is last game before we get to finals of this qualifier, and they're just not afraid to pull out a draft like this. It
Yeah,
makes a
absolutely.
really entertaining team to watch.
Yeah, all the credit to them. They have the utmost confidence in themselves. Either that or they just don't give a damn. Like, they have really impressed me with some of their odd drafts. They seem to thrive in the chaos, as we are seeing a rotation onto Faustad in the top lane.
fly
He's going
out.
to try and fly out. Nicely done. That was a nice escape, actually. Does use up your fly, but you're in the top lane, right next to the objective anyway. You don't really care.
Hogger's already got that siege camp out on the side of Baby Diamond Hands. We're going to see Kalthos and Zarya working on theirs. They're holding off grabbing this. Oh.
Taken up now there as Lucio doing Lucio things. Just casually walking up to people and booping them. Does take just over half his health in damage though from that Kalthos.
I think too, there's something to be said for people playing their comfort picks, and we know that the Deckard Kalthos is something they really enjoy playing. We've already seen them shine on the fall stat as well.
I'm all for comfort picks. I'm also a big fan of picking a tank.
Oh, Chen is gonna go down. Sorry guys, I missed that one. He dies in bottom lane.
Yeah, I think it just doesn't help. I'm not really a Chen believer in general. I don't think it's a great heroes. We are going to see the engage onto Zarya. Zarya is reasonably tanky, but probably not tanky enough here.
Wow.
If I get a counter kill, that's nice. So nice counter kill onto McGibbons. Good rotation by Siren on that Deckard.
Chen can be... He can be effective if you want to play a kind of comp where he just is able to dive the squishies in your backline and chase them down. But if Augur
100%.
and Murden are doing their job, it becomes a lot harder for him.
I think also you've got the thing of Chen kind of... A big part of Chen's kit is standing still.
Yeah.
And the one hero you don't want to stand still against is Junkrat. Because all of a sudden you're getting put into a bad position. So Junkrat displacement could be really big this game. I'm curious to see how the Chen plays for team fights. Once we get to those 5v5s, how is it going to work? Is Zarya just going to shield up the Chen and he dives into the backline? At that point, what stops the Muradin just really zoning out? Ooh, a bit of damage being spread there onto the Giblets. Thanking DK for that one. I'm just curious to see how they react to that. It's going to be fascinating because it's not, as you say, it's not a comp you really see a lot.
I think it's something that we've said a couple times already is team draft gap really seems to thrive in the chaos, and having a Chen diving your backline and just like sending baby diamond hands team scattering could really, you know, maybe that is, you know, they're just again thriving off that chaos, and that's gonna be what works for them here. Peshaw's coming up on the flank here, looking to get a little bit of damage out on a Call Me, but a Zarya shield going to help me. They turn around, there's the gravity labs, the bomb spreading. Junkrat goes down, a kill for the Nexus forces. McGiblet's able to walk away, but they're looking to turn this around for a counter kill on a robot. He's able to barrel roll out and will stay alive for the time being. Hogger's going to spin on out, simply DK jumping over the wall to survive here, and it'll just be that one kill.
I want to call out, that was a really nice juke on that Junkrat mine as well. Two of them were about to walk straight into it. Just did a quick wiggle back to dodge of that and really turned the fight around. Even up the kills now, 2 for 2 in... We do have an objective popping up, so how... I think they're not going to do too bad on the objectives. They do obviously have to worry about the Junkrat delay, but I think you can kind of get on the Junkrat there. You've got the Chen to dive into him once they pop up. At the moment, is defending that bottom lane against Hogger and the Muradin.
I think they're going to have, you know, a bit of a difficult time dealing with the Chen diving their backline. They do have a Skullcracker Muradin on their team. He can sit on the Chen, but Chen is also pretty slippery, able to reposition pretty easily with his kicks and stuff. So we'll see how it plays out. The other thing is that you don't have an overwhelming affliction. Sylvanas, there's not really anything to shred through that health pool on Chen to begin with. So I'm excited to see what kind of havoc he wreaks in these team fights here as level 10s are online and the objectives starting to be channeled. Not quite able to be secured here by Baby Diamond Hands.
Okay, hear me out. Oh, they went it. Yes, I was about to say this is going to be actually a good Pyroblast game, and they have indeed opted for that Pyroblast. We've got some heroes there with squishy health pools and no sound barrier, so you could just Pyroblast that Lucio.
Alright, Chen is in a little bit of trouble.
Chen's
Some like
fine.
silence goes out. He's gonna be able to drink to stay alive. There's a Decker potion for him to drink. They're gonna get the kill onto Sylvanas. Pudgenik's getting incredibly low. That rip tire popping off, but not securing any of the kills. Pudgenik's gonna be able to walk away for the time being, but they're still in the chase. Here's Chen returning with vengeance. Down
It
goes
shouldn't
the
work, but
Junkrat.
it is. It really shouldn't work. I love that.
No
it
faith.
is.
No faith.
I know I had absolutely zero faith. That is entirely correct. But hey, being proven wrong, quite happily so. Team Draft Gap are showing that organised chaos is actually working as they secure this camp in pretty spectacular fashion. They have a reasonable team for zoning it out as well. Zarya very good at delaying channels as well with those grenades. Are seeing DK popping into the backline as we have an engage onto the backline as well of Team Draft Gap.
White
So
Tiger
that
will go
Junkrat.
down. Yeah, Chrisinator is just sitting on Junkrat the entire time. Now looking at McGiblets, not quite able to stick on him though. It's a little bit deep in here, but it's looking like he's going to be able to walk away. Oh, going back in on Vivanchi, in fact, now that his team's showing up to back him up. There's simply decay on the flank. Vivanchi will fall. There's a Zarya ult traded out for that kill there. Not too bad here for Team Draft Gap, securing the first objective of the game. Riders coming in their favor.
I just want to put it out there, Chrisinator, if you're watching this VOD, I apologize. I was wrong. I never have doubted you. I am now a firm Chen believer. Sure, why the heck not? If this goes against everything I know about HOTS, but it's working, so I'll get engaged onto the Zarya into the middle lane, is able to get some good damage, not quite able to get the kill there, but this is a weird game. I don't know if it's because it's like 3:30 in the morning as well, but my brain is just like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, I don't understand how this is quite... Well, I understand how it's working. Chen is diving the backline really hard as we are getting engaged in the bottom lane. Dekdod is pretty good at surviving, just able to ult Q to get out there. Nice gust and help secure his teammate as well. Oh, Zarya gets booped in. Should be okay. Yeah, we're good. Although, Junkrat,
Oh,
it's
nope.
fine. Yeah, Chet diving the backline is just melting people in team fights, and they need to have someone help them. Someone in the chat mentioned it as well, I think it was Key, said that Baby Diamond Hands don't really have the lockdown to deal with the Chen. So if a Muradin's trying to counter dive the opposing team, Chen's just having a whale of a time. I would almost prefer to see the Muradin playing a little bit more defensive to just punish the Chen when he does dive in and try and kill it.
Yeah, it's really difficult. He has the Skullcracker. He can definitely kind of sit on a Chen, use that Dwarf Toss to kind of follow around with Chen's mobility. That's so far not quite what we've been seeing happening. There's a Zarya ult coming through. High five to get them on out of that though. No issues there. Hogger's going to spin on out. Boss is pushing in bottom. This fork should fall here in favor of Team Draft Gap. They do need to worry about clearing out mid, so we're going to see Falstad fly there now.
Yep. Top lane is pushing pretty hard as well, so good position for Team Draft Gap currently. We are seeing Simply DK doing his best Chen impersonation, just waltzing into the backline. Punch knocks dropping pretty low there. We see Riptide popping out. Is that going to be a deadly ZO? Yes, it is. Followed by Dead Kelfas and Sylvanas.
2 for 1 so far, but that Chen is still in there on Junkrat. Living on White Tiger here. Probably not even afraid to go over that wall if he's going to do it. He's going to jump right back out at the moment anyway.
Yeah, this is good Jira levels of Chen play here. I'm really impressed.
This is why I was like not so worried for their comp, because if he's... I've played a lot with Gojira. I've played a lot with Gojira who would only play Chen, and I know how annoying you can be. You got the Panda Pals coming out too. It's just so incredibly annoying to deal with in your backline, your squishy backline, unless you're really, really playing defensively and ensuring this Chen is not living on them. It's dumb.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the more I think about this, the more big brain I think it actually was, because Indu is such a low CC comp. It's getting so much value. You've also got the Zarya, who's able to help cleanse you as well.
And sustain shields.
Yeah, it's so much value potentially there. Yeah, just Zarya empowering the Chen is not a combination I thought I would see today, but it's working.
If Team Draft Gap wins this series, I really hope that they win the finals, because this is a team I would really, really love to see in Storm Div this season, just off these drafts that they've been running tonight.
Yeah, some really fun drafts from a team I didn't really know anything about before. They have 110% made fans out of me, and I'm looking forward to I'm not gonna lie, I'll be rooting for him to win as well. But if not, I hope they do manage to make it through into
Yeah.
the division. So I'd love to see more of them.
Some damage being traded back and forth here. Riders secured 4-team draft gap. 2-level lead now on Baby Diamond Hands, but it is even Talonteers. They're looking at that Chen. They've realized that they need to prioritize killing this Chen. They're trying to do that just now. He's popped the stagger. He's living for the time being. Will it be enough? Ruby's on the ground, but he's not able to eat them. Down Chen goes. In trade, they will lose Sylvanas and Hogger. Simply DK running away out the backside, caught in the gravity lapse. There's a Kael'thas damage to follow it up. Like 40 health left on the bar, and the pyro was
He
canceled.
should still be dead. No, perhaps.
Can he get one more jump out of here? Oh no. There we go. They have it now.
And dead. I want to highlight the amount. Oh, yeah, okay. I thought we was going to get another kill here. The amount of resources they had to put into killing the Chen, and had so many of them all stacked up on that Chen, just allowed Kael'thas to go utterly nuts and get so much living bomb value that, yeah, you lost the Chen, but everybody else on the opponent team was either half dead or actually dead. So super went in their favour. Nice gust there to save the Kael'thas. This is going to be all 3 keeps down 14 minutes in. A very strong position for Team Draft Gap.
Level 20 is about to be online here for Team Draft Gap as well. Top boss up and available. Kind of looks like they're heading towards that way to meet up with Chen. Posture around it. They have those 20s online now. They have zoning tools for this as well. Gust is down for another 30 seconds, but they have the expulsion zone. If they want to use it for that, that means high fives are going to have to be used. Chen's going in on that back line, has a shield from Zarya. There's the Panda Pals being popped. And again, just continuing right into that back line as Simply DK gets shredded down by the team. The rest of the team he tried to jump into. Avatar being used. There's the Riptire out. Robot eating quite a bit of damage, but still managing to survive as the members of Baby Diamond Hands getting chased down. White Tiger will be the first to fall on Junkrat. They're looking at Pudgenox next, left a little bit behind here. Simply DK turns back around to try and peel and help him get out. But Chen, again, just sticking to him like glue. Pudgenox likely to fall. There we go. He will go down. DK as well falls. McGiblet's going through there with that trait to stun them, but that's not going to be enough to get some counter kills here. And in fact, there's the Pyro out. See if Banshee can live through this. Oh, nope. No, he is going to go down, and there's GG's being called. So we have Team Draft Gap on the core. They will take game number 3 of this best of 3 series, moving on to the finals for Storm Div Qualifiers. Best of luck to them there. I really hope to see them come out the champions today, because this is a team I knew basically nothing about, and it is so fun to see drafts come in like this and perform.
Yeah, it really is, and so many. I don't think I highlighted enough the Kael'thas as well over the series that's been played. Unbeaten today is the Kael'thas.
Yep.
And that game especially got so much Kael'thas value. Living Bomb Spread was utterly disgusting, just getting so much damage because they were having to group up to try and take out that Chen, just super taking that advantage, and once again, just showing that they've got that draft gap.
I don't know what more to say than Team Draft Gap has probably picked themselves up a few fans along the way tonight in this series. We'll see how they do in the finals here. I think that's happening now on the Nexus channel. Let me check. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. As for the bracket, they'll either be playing Anti-Clown Association or Caffeinated Nights. So that should be, either way, a good matchup.
Yeah, Anti-Clown Association is most of a chunk of a Diamond Hands roster, isn't it? It's basically the old Diamond Hands roster.
A little bit of Diamond Hands roster in there. They are... Let me see. I think they're playing right now. I got an ad, so I can't tell. But yeah, I believe they're playing right now over on the Nexus Gaming Series page, right? So we'll send you on over there in a moment. But before we do that, we'll pop back on over to Rob and I. Rob, thank you so much for coming to cast with me. I know it's crazy late over there for you. Where can everyone find you? What are you up to these days? Give chat a little bit of a rundown all about you.
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. My absolute pleasure. So I am still running 30k for now. We'll see what happens with that in the future. You can follow me at Rob Paris, ROBBPARRIS on Twitter. I think I'm going to start casting more as well. I've really been enjoying the casting when you've invited me to do it, and it's definitely reinvigorating me for getting some more casting done as well.
Oh, I'm always glad to have you join me. There's some people I super enjoy casting with because you just have that kind of like natural flow with them, and you're one of them. So I appreciate you coming in to cast today with me. It was fun having you on. We're going to send you on over to the Nexus Gaming Series. Right now, Caffeinated Knights up 1-0 against Anti-Clown Association. So we'll see how that plays out. Looks like they are ahead on this Battlefield of Eternity game as well. So this is, this is shaping up to be an interesting qualifier. As for streams for me, right now, they're kind of all over the place. I'm picking up Storm Div games when they need casters to pick up games. But outside of that, I'm a little bit chilling and trying to decide what I want to do in the future. So I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the cast tonight, and to everybody that subbed as well. We're almost coming up on a year of being affiliate, which is crazy because it feels like I just got my green card yesterday. So we're gonna take off.
I remember when you finally got it.
Yeah.
It was, must have been nice to finally get that one.
Yeah, just like 5.5 years waiting for that, and it might have been longer. I don't lose track of time at that point, but yeah. We'll send you on over to Nexus Gaming Series. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the Storm Div qualifiers this evening. Rob, thank you once again. We'll see you next time.
Bye.